Hey everybody, it's Chris again. We're going to be going over the brand new items, starter items, the one regular item, and then the changes about the old items. We're going to try to go over this as quick as we can, starting with the starter items. First we have Benevolence. So you got 75 health, 10 mana, 7 HP 5. Then your passive, you gain 2 gold per 5 seconds, so that's every 5 seconds you get an extra 2 gold, but then it's 0.5 per level, and 1 XP per 5 seconds, and then 0.5 per level. So anytime you would gain experience or gold normally, this is how you gain it. Normally, it's only the 90% of the reward. If an ally is near you, though, you give up the 10%. And then any Guardian relics are the ones that can be leveled up at 17, as which the other ones that are meant for mages, ADCs, solo laners, they have to be level 20. And then once they hit level 17, you can level it up to either Compassion or Animosity. Compassion, so you got 300 health, 30 HP 5, 15 MP 5. The passive, though, damage taken by nearby allies is reduced by 15%. Anyone that takes damage around you reduced by 15%, up to a maximum of 100 damage. And then the reduced damage is redirected to you as magical damage. But if you die, then you wouldn't take the damage. That'd be unfair if someone hits someone else and then you die. Or you could choose to go Animosity, 400 health, the 20 HP 5, 20 MP 5. But then your basic attacks deal bonus damage equal to 4% of your maximum health as magical damage. And this effect is doubled if you hit structures. So you could go a full health, Ymir, and run up to and start smacking towers. And next we got the Death Toll. It's an old item that they brought back. Obviously it's different now though. 10 power, or 20 magical power, 75 health. The passive is every time you hit something with a basic attack, you get 2 health plus 1% of your maximum health. And then 1 mana plus 1.5% of your maximum health. Basic attacks that deal AoE damage, though, it only restores half on each enemy hit after the first one. And then these are the ones that can be upgraded to level 20, either Death's Embrace or Death's Temper. Death's Embrace, either 80 physical or 140 magical, 200 health. Hitting an enemy with a basic attack restores 3% of your health and mana. Basic attacks that deal AoE damage, same thing, it's halved. Upgrade to level 20. The Temper is 50 or 75 for magical, 100 health, 30 basic attack speed. When an enemy dies near you and you start gaining stacks of Temper, that provides 3.5 increased basic attack damage for 10 seconds. This can stack up to 10 times. So, right, 35% is pretty big. If an enemy dies around you, you immediately gain 5 stacks though. With Death's Embrace, if you build a lot of penetration, you can lifesteal off of towers. You can lifesteal off of phoenixes. You could walk in and start soloing towers with just a bunch of penetration and upgraded Death's Embrace. You just have to make sure that the tower doesn't subsequently hit you many times because the damage starts to ramp up. So you can take a couple shots, maybe let your stim go off, step out, reset the tower, step back in, tower hits you for less, and then you can get your lifesteal back again. Next we got Eye of the Jungle. So you got 10 physical power, 20 magical power, 15 HP 5, 20% attack speed, which is huge to start the game with. The passive deals 30% increased damage to jungle monsters. Upon defeating a large monster, you place a ward at its location. Lasts for 30 seconds. You can, when you invade camps, it puts down a ward. So you could be invading their camps and it drops a ward for 30 seconds. You can start to see if people are chasing behind you and trying to find you because they'll path over the ward and they'll have no idea it's there. Upgrade to level 20 either into Seer of the Jungle or Protector of the Jungle. Seer of the Jungle, it's either 60 physical or 90 magical, 25 physical protections, 15 attack speed, 15% attack speed. Passive is 30% increased damage to jungle monsters and jungle bosses, so you can do 30% more damage to Gold Fury or Fire Giant. And then upon defeating a large one, same thing, ability to see wards. You can see where the wards are. Protector of the Jungle, 65 power or 100 magical, 35 protections, 35% attack speed. But while you're in the jungle, you gain 15% extra power and 15% extra protections. And then we have the Gilded Arrow, 15% basic attack damage, 50 health, 7 MP5. The basic is, or the passive is every 10 seconds the highest health nearby enemy minion or jungle monster, so the brute minion in a wave or just the biggest jungle minion, it'll be marked, and then you get bonus gold and 20% attack speed for 8 seconds, and it restores 20 mana when you kill it. You can upgrade at level 20, goes into either to Diamond Arrow or Ornament Arrow. Diamond is 80 basic attack damage, 100 health, and then the passive is when you kill an enemy, you gain 10 gold and 20% attack speed for 8 seconds. Stacks up to 3 times. If you kill an enemy god, you gain the 3 stacks and 30 gold immediately. Ornament is 60 basic attack damage, 150 health. All sources of gold gain are increased by 20%. For every 100 gold, you have to gain 1% attack speed and 0.8% critical strike chance up to maximum of 25. So 25% attack speed and then was 18% critical strike chance. That's a lot. Next we got Bluestone Pendant. 10 physical power, 20 HP 5, 10 MP 5. Passive is enemies hit by your damaging abilities take an additional 25 physical power over 2 seconds. Stacks twice. Can be upgraded at level 20. Either it was to Bluestone Brooch or Corrupted Bluestone. 45 physical power, 30 MP 5, 30 HP 5. Passive, enemies hit by your damaging abilities take an additional 25 and plus a 7.5% of their current health as physical damage over 2 seconds. That's a lot of health you could just take off. It's not the best item though, that's the problem. Like the starter item sucks, but the upgraded one's kind of okay. For the corrupted one, this is 60 physical power, 20 HP 5 and MP 5. Enemies hit by your damaging abilities take an additional 75 physical power over 5 seconds, or physical damage, and have their attack speed reduced by 10%. Stacks twice. For every enemy corrupted, you gain 15% attack speed up to a maximum of 5 enemies. It's not bad. You could ring toss a bunch of people and gain a bunch of attack speed. It's not horrible, but it's not the best item. Next you got Bomba's Dagger, 50 health, 50 mana. The passive is your basic attacks deal 15 true damage, and your abilities deal 30% damage versus jungle monsters. When a jungle monster is killed, you are restored for 10% of the monster's health and gain 25 mana. Can be upgraded at level 20 to Bumba's Spear and Bumba's Hammer. The Spear gives you 60 physical power or 90 magic power, 200 health, 200 mana. Your basic attacks deal 50 true damage, and your abilities deal plus 50% damage against jungle camps, structures, and jungle bosses. When any of these die, you are healed for 10% of their health, and 10% of mana, and are given 10 gold. The Hammer, though, 300 health, 200 mana, 10% penetration, 20% cooldown. After casting an ability, your next basic attack deals an additional 80 true damage. After hitting a basic attack empowered by Bumba's Hammer, your active cooldowns are reduced by 1%, and you're healed for 5% of your maximum health. You could use like low cooldown abilities like Kibo 1. Pop your 1, auto, your 1 is up again in half a second. You could just water cannon, auto, water cannon, auto, water cannon, auto, water cannon, auto, just a water cannon machine gun with that. Next we have the Conduit Gem, 30 magical power and 15 MP5. Every second you gain a stack of arcane energy, causing your next damaging ability to deal an additional 2 true damage. And it removes all stacks, this effect stacks up 20 times and can be upgraded at level 20. It turns into the Archmage's Gem or Gem of Focus. Archmage's one has 100 power, 25 MP5. Every 1 second, you gain a stack of Demise, causing your next damaging ability to gain an additional 2.5% of your magical power in damage and remove all stacks. This affects stacks up to 20 times. And then the Gem of Focus is 90 power, 150 health, 15 MP5. Every time you cast an ability that costs mana, and you gain a stack of focus for 10 seconds, providing 3% movement, 3% damage increase, 2% damage reduction. Stacks up to 3 times. It's not bad for someone who likes to spam abilities. Then we have the Leather Cowl, 15% physical power, 10% physical lifesteal, 5% attack speed. While you're near an allied god, you gain 10% attack speed. If you are alone instead, gain 5% movement speed. Then upgrade at level 20. Either to Hunter's Cowl or the Leader's Cowl. Hunter's one is 60 physical power, 15 physical lifesteal, and 20% attack speed. While you're near an enemy god, you gain 25% attack speed, aura. If you are alone, you gain 10% movement speed. The Leader's Cowl is 45 power, 300 health, 15 lifesteal. For each nearby friendly god, you gain a stack of Outnumber. So for each nearby enemy god, you lose a stack of Outnumber. Each stack of Outnumber provides 3% increased power to nearby allies. So the more you outnumber them, the more benefits you have. Then if you're just the same numbers, then it just doesn't mean anything. Next we have Tainted Steel. 10 physical power or 15 magical power, 15 magical protections and 15 physical protections. Enemy god that you hit have their healing taken reduced by 20% for 6 seconds and can be upgraded at level 20. This is an anti-heal item, anti-heal starter item. Either turns into a Tainted Amulet or Tainted Breastplate. The amulet gives you 30 physical or 50 magical, 30 physical protections, and 80 magical protections. Enemy gods that you hit have their healing taken reduced by 20% for 6 seconds, and you are healed for 100% of the healing reduced. Whatever you reduce, you get instead. The breastplate, however, either 40 power physical or 60 magical, 70 physical protections, 30 magical protections. Enemy gods that you hit have their healing taken reduced by 50% for 8 seconds. Then we have Sentinel's Gift, 7 physical protections, 7 magical protections, 75 health, 7 MP5. Getting the assist for an enemy minion or jungle monster dying will provide 7 bonus gold and restore 12 health and 8 mana. If you are not near an allied god for 20 seconds, this passive is disabled until you are near an ally again. You're supposed to be near people. It's a support item, and it can be upgraded at level 17. Turns into Sentinel's Boon or Sentinel's Embrace. The boon is 45 physical protections or 45 magic protections, 300 health, 20 MP5. Getting the assist when an enemy dies provides 15 bonus gold and restores 3% health and mana. Sentinel's Embrace is 20 protections, both ways, 200 health, and 20 MP5. Evenly split 120 physical and magical protections among nearby allied gods and yourself. If you're alone, you only gain 60. Not a bad joust item. Conquest, you'd be splitting that up with 5. It's not huge. Next we have Sands of Time. 30% magical power, 5 MP5, and then 10% cooldown already. This item grants 2 MP5 per 10% of your missing mana and can be upgraded at level 20. Turns into Pendulum of Ages and the alternate timeline. The Pendulum, 90 magic power, 20 MP5, 10% cooldown. But the passive item gains 4 MP5 for 10% of your missing mana. This item grants 7 magical power per 10% of your available mana. More mana you have, more damage you have. Alternate timeline, 45 power, 45 physical, and 45 magic protections, 15 MP5. But when you would die, instead, find a timeline where you still live. You become CC immune, damage immune, and unable to act. After 1.75 seconds, restore 25% health, mana, and can act again. It does suck, because you're just standing there, and then they get to kill you again. It's like a worse Cabrielt. And we have the famed Mannequin Scepter. 10 basic attack damage, 15 protections, 3 flat damage reduction. Enemies hit by your basic attacks are burned, dealing 20 physical damage over 2 seconds, and have their attack speed reduced by 7%. Jungle monsters take 2.5 times the amount of damage. This effect can stack up to 4 times. And then upgrade at level 20 to the Mannequin Mace or the Mannequin Hidden Blade. The Mace is 50 basic attack damage, 100 health, 30 physical protections, 8 damage reduction. Enemies hit by your basic attacks are burned, taking 60 damage over 2 seconds, and have their attack speed slowed by 10%. Jungle monsters and bosses take quadruple damage, but it can stack up to 4 times. The Hidden Blade is 75 basic attack damage, 30 physical protections, 5 damage reduction. If you have not taken damage over the last 5 seconds, and then you hit an enemy god, so you have to hit the enemy god first, or jungle monster or jungle boss, they immediately take 15% of their current health as physical damage, and then they're also slow for 20 seconds. But being the first one to hit, it's pretty massive. Appear out of nowhere and smack someone, it's good damage, 15% of your max health, it's a lot. Vampiric Shroud, 15 magical power, 15 physical protection, 75 health, and 5% magical lifesteal. Damaging an enemy with an ability restores 6 health and 6 mana can only be triggered once per target per ability. Upgrade at level 20. Goes into Blood-Soaked Shroud and Sacrificial Shroud. The Blood-Soaked is 75 power, 40 protections, 200 health, 15% magical lifesteal. Damaging an enemy with an ability restores 12 health, 6 mana, and provides a stack of 1% magical lifesteal for 6 seconds. This stacks indefinitely. It can only trigger once per target per ability, but indefinitely. So in theory, you can get up to 100% lifesteal. Anubis? Maybe? Huh? Zonqui's pretty good with it too. Sacrificial Shroud, 100 power, 20 protections, physical protections, 100 health, and the 15% lifesteal. Your abilities deal 15% more damage, but cost 5% of your maximum health. Then we got the War Flag, 10 physical power, or 20 magical power, 100 health, and 10 MP5. Getting an assist for a minion or a jungle monster dying restores 6 health and 6 mana to all allied gods within 55 units and provides allies 1% movement speed, 2% attack speed for 8 seconds. This effect stacks up to 10 times, and then it's a support one, so it can be leveled up at level 17 to War Banner or Spartan Flag. War Banner is 30 physical power or 60 magical, 300 health, 15 MP5. Getting an assist for a minion or jungle monster dying restores 1% health, 1% mana to all allies within 55 units, and provides allies 2% movement speed, 4% attack speed for 8 seconds. Stacks up to 10. Spartan Flag is either 40 physical or 65 magical, 300 health, and 15 MP5. When you damage an enemy, you call down the Spartan Flag, so you're the one making shot calls. The cooldown, the internal cooldown for Spartan Flag is 8 seconds, and the flag also lasts for 8 seconds. So if you just keep fighting, the flag will just keep following you. It provides 10% increased power to allies standing in the radius, and 10 seconds. Next, got the Warding Sigil, 15% magical protections, and then 100 health. When you're hit by an ability, you gain a stack of dampening, decreasing damage taken by 5 for 5 seconds. This occurs only once per ability cast, and can stack twice. Upgraded at level 20. Turns into the Sigil of the Old Guard, or Infused Sigil. The Old Guard is 200 health and 75 magical protections. Whenever you're hit by an ability, gain a stack of Rebuke, decreasing damage taken by 4% for 5 seconds. Only occurs once per ability cast, and can stack up to 3 times. The Infused one is 350 health, 25 protections for both. When you're hit by an ability, the Infused Sigil gains a stack. This can only occur once per ability cast. At 5 stacks, it explodes after 0.5 seconds, dealing 400 magical damage to an enemy within 30 units. And then, last for starters is the Warrior's Axe. 15 physical protections, 10 magical, 50 health, and 2 flat damage reduction. Damaging an enemy god steals 25 health away from the target and restores it to you. Effect can only occur once every 10 seconds. Can be upgraded at level 20 to Sundering Axe or Hero's Axe. Sundering one is 30 physical and 30 magic protections, 250 health, 5 flat damage reduction. Damaging an enemy god steals 10% of their current health away from the target and restores it to you, and can only occur once every 7 seconds. The Hero's Axe is 35 protections, both, 300 health, 30% crowd control reduction. When you hit an enemy god, when an ally god is within the auto attack range, 55 units, and is hit by a hard crowd control effect, you give them a shield, like an automatic Geb shield, to 15% of your maximum health. It doesn't say that it's CC immunes them or anything like a Geb shield, but it does give them health, so they can withstand whatever's about to hit them with the CC or with the health shield. Now we're going to start to go over the old items that got changed for the new season. Top is going to be the new item, bottom is going to be the old item. So I'm just going to go over the new ones, and then below you can see what they used to be. So 8-pointed Shuriken is the tier 2 of the crit item for going into Wind Demon or like Poison Star. No longer provides critical strike chance, and it increased the power from 15 to 25, and it decreased the cost by 100. Then you got the Berserker Shield. It added 10 power, took away 10 physical protections, and that was it, right? They didn't change a heck of a lot. Yeah, they're just trying to make it more brawly there and take away the protections. And Seele, they added 20 power, took away 20 protections. Same thing, just adding more power. Then we have Atalanta's Bow. You can see the cost on the left. It went down by 250. They also changed the penetration, down by 10%. Celestial Legion Helm. They just changed the power. That was it. Just threw in a little bit more. The Cursed Orb, which is tier 2 of the Doom Orb, they decreased the movement speed by 1%. They decreased the stack count from 5 to 4. Same thing with 1. Increased the magical power stack 3 to 4. It goes to a total of 15 to 16. And then, yeah, the extra movement speed was lost. Deathbringer just got a little bit more power. Emperor's Armor, just a little bit more protections. Doom Orb, all it did was just get a little bit of movement speed decrease. Crossbow Hammer, an extra 10 power. Hidden Blade, which is the tier 1 for going into like Rage and Deathbringer, got rid of its critical strike chance. Jotun's Wrath got an extra 10 power. Obsidian Shard got an extra 10 power. Poison Star went down in cost by 150 gold. And then if you hit someone and they get slowed, it actually got reduced by 5%. And then Polynomicon just got an extra 10 power. Rage went up in cost by 100. Then it also got an extra 10 power. Ratatouille got 10% penetration added to it. Relic Dagger, the only thing, health, right? That health went down by 50, went up by 50, and they added 10% crowd control reduction. Runeforge Hammer, down by 10%, or 10%, 10 power. The Shadow Steel Shuriken, up 10 power, up 5 attack speed, down 5% healing reduction, but healing reduction across the board got reduced. And then Serrated Edge, all they changed was it used to be basic attack power, now they changed it to physical power. That's it. Shield of Regrowth, they reduced the movement speed gain by 10%. Short Sword, tier 2 going into Rage and Deathbringer, remove the critical strike chance, increase the power by 5, decrease the gold by 150. Shifter Shield, decrease the gold by 50, increase the physical protections. and increased the protection gain while under 75% health by 5, going both ways. Soul Reaver got 200 gold cheaper, but it removed the 10% penetration. Stone-cutting Sword also went down 150 gold. Then Spear of Desolation changed. If you get a killer assist on enemy god, all of your non-ultimate cooldowns are reduced by 2%, or 2 seconds, and your ultimate is reduced by 8 seconds. You could ultimate at the start of the fight, get a couple kills, your ult is immediately back up halfway through the fight or near the end. Talisman of Energy, it doesn't show it here, but anytime there's a god death, like you kill a god or an assist, it actually gets to maximum stacks right away. And then Sledge reduced the health and reduced the stacks. It used to be 10 and now it's 8 per stack. And Executioner increased the stack by 1, so you get an extra 7% protection shred. Warded Shield is the tier 2 of Ancile. All they did was remove 10 of the protections. Wingblade, however, they reduced 50 health, but then gave 30 magical protections. Wind Demon added 5% attack speed, and then added 5% critical strike chance. Last item is Witchblade. Changed the aura to add 5% auto attack reduction, took away the attack speed buff, but then added 30 physical protections. Thanks for getting through all of that with me. Go check out my other videos. I got some stuff on collisions, super comprehensive. Go check it out. Please like, subscribe. Trying to pump out as many videos as I can, really give you guys some important information.